Good evening. I'm the Minister for Fake Threats. I've been asked to speak to you, the general public, to explain and to outline what it is we here at the Department of Fake Threats actually do, and why I am paid substantially more than most of my cabinet colleagues. Well, there really is no mystery to the whole thing. You see, in any political career, a politician may find themselves at some juncture going through what we call here in the department a bad patch. They may make some bad decisions, enact some stupid policies, or find themselves in an embarrassing or awkward situation. A situation they wish they hadn't gotten into, or more to the point, a situation they wish they hadn't been caught getting into. Any or all of the aforementioned can lead, in many cases, to the decrease or indeed the collapse of that particular politician's popularity with the general public, leading many to wonder why on earth they elected that gobshite politician in the first place. Well, that's where we come in here in the Department of Fake Threats. You see, nothing does more to resuscitate the reputation of an embattled gobshite politician in the public mind than the idea that somebody or something is threatening them or perhaps even their family. But how does this all work in reality? Well, to illustrate my point, let me take the case of my erstwhile ministerial colleague, sadly no longer with us, Maurice Gilhooly SC, who at the time was a Minister for Hiring Stupid People. Some viewers may recall an unfortunate incident that happened a number of years back where Minister Gilhooly was caught, you might say, in flagranto delicti, having conjugal relations, playing hide the sausage with his wife's mother in the backseat of a car outside a public house late one evening. The unfortunate part of this whole incident was that a member of the general public happened by and managed to capture the whole episode on his mobile device. Upon uploading this footage to social media, it went, as they say, viral. Now I know what you're all thinking. Surely such a trivial matter as this was of no great import in this modern, progressive, permissive society. And you're absolutely correct. In normal times it wouldn't be. And to all you men out there, who among us can seriously say, hand on heart, that we haven't boned our mother-in-law on the backseat of a car on at least one occasion? I know I have. But it was felt by some of my cabinet colleagues that this whole matter would play badly to certain sections of the voting public. And indeed, Minister Gilhooly's popularity ratings dropped by over 10 points in the preceding couple of days. I was immediately prevailed upon to come up with a solution to this problem. Some fake threats would have to be manufactured. And as we say in government, cometh the hour, cometh the department. If it's fake threats ye need, then fake threats ye shall have. Giving the matter much thought and being the consummate professional that I am, I came up with a daring, a dashing, and I would say myself, colourful scheme. In just a couple of days, Minister Gilhooly, along with his family, was sent off on a diplomatic mission to Kenya under the guise of furthering Afro-Irish relations. During his brief visit, we arranged in conjunction with our good friends in the Kenyan authorities to have the minister and his family visit a game preserve in the Masai Mara, whereupon, again in close collaboration with our Kenyan colleagues, we arranged for the minister and his family to be almost trampled to death by a rampaging pride of crazed giraffes. Lions. By a rampaging pack of crazed giraffes. No. By a rampaging shoal of crazed giraffes. I'm not doing it again. It will have to do. In fact, they were only saved from almost certain death by a group of well-trained members of An Garda Síochána, who happened to be passing at the time. But what were members of An Garda Síochána doing in the Masai Mara, I hear you say? Well, as it happened, they were there on a fact-finding mission to better understand how to police certain newcomers to our land.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty...
Of course, we made sure this whole near-death event for Minister Gilhooly and his family was carefully captured and videographed and then sent out to all our good friends in the mainstream media for maximum exposure to the general public. Surely there's no worse way for a family to go out than to be trampled underfoot, trampled to death by a rampaging pack of crazed giraffes. Upon his return from his near-death Kenya experience, Minister Gilhooly and indeed his family did the rounds of newscasts and news programmes, not to mention chat shows and anywhere we could slot him and pay for him to get in, telling of the general public about his near-death experience at the hands of these crazed, rampaging giraffes. And now sympathetic public were hanging on his every word. They were absolutely enthralled by the whole adventure and the near-death experience. Of course, Minister Gilhooly was quick to lavish praise and thanks on the members of An Garda Síochána who had come to his aid in the moment of need and rescued him and his family from almost certain death. This, of course, also served the purpose to rehabilitate and boost the popularity of An Garda Síochána, which had been under some pressure at that time. I'd like to think of this whole episode as a bit of a double whammy. Never let a good, albeit manufactured, crisis go to waste. That's my motto. And as if all of that wasn't enough, I managed to find an esteemed and well-respected animal expert who was prepared, for a fee, to go on many talk shows and newscasts to explain to the general public how giraffes of all the species in sub-Saharan Africa were amongst the most far-right leaning. I really was on a roll that week. By the following week, I'm glad to say, Minister Gilhooly's poll ratings and popularity were higher than they'd ever been. Thanks in no small part to me and my department's efforts. Another politician, and his whole political career rescued from the ashes by this department, indeed, dare I say it, by me myself. I was glad to be awarded a generous bonus for that week's work, and well deserved, if I do say so myself. I do hope that little brief glimpse into the work my department does will help to enlighten and fill in some gaps with the general public into what the valuable work that we do here and why I get paid as much as I do. It's our job to keep the elected gobshite politicians in the lifestyle to which they have become accustomed. And I would urge all of you out there to keep voting for the same idiots you vote for time and time again, because it's people like that who keep me and my department in steady work. No, it's okay, I'll take it. One of our regular customers. What's she been up to this time? Really? With a horse? A Shetland pony? Where did she even get one of those? This is going to be tricky. Yes, well, I really must be going now. Thank you for joining me, and it's been a pleasure to speak to you all. As you can see, we're always kept busy here in the Department of Fake Threats. A Shetland pony. And I hope to speak to you again at some point. Now, keep voting, and keep voting for the proper people. That is, the idiots and gobshites who keep me and my department in steady employment. Good day to you all.